Assalamu alaikum. This is the constitutional advocate Kulresh King. Tonight is the 4th of the Feb year 2025, and I'm going to address new observations of mine. I'm very critically examining such observations of today. Now we have to understand that if the general questions of the modesty ethics, these 2 points have totally negated in the Pakistan. The multiple social challenges in the Pakistan I'm going to describe one by one. In order to make a combinatory judicial report as to understand that which elements should have been merged into the public department, into the private areas, into the other sectors, as to understand the human psychological factors to make them cost effective in connection with the affairs of the reliance to the economical resolved method of earnings. Now one should keep its head very calm. First of all, I always make public calm. I always have less time, that's why. So when I observe that the misery and the pathetic observations of the surrounding, the first element is that the multiple relations of the females, how to evaluate the criminal laws as to stop the offenses of the multiple relationships of the females in the Pakistan. In Pakistan, this is a prevailing fact of law as well as custom that the females are suffering with the multiple social relationship with the males under the shelter of Islam or Christianity or any religion. So hereafter we have to observe that if a female is being manipulated either by the social means or by the negligence of the family politics or by the socially manipulated politics or religious politics, these 3 points, or the property politics, number 4. A lot of the individuals, males in the Pakistan, they don't want to make their females get married to any other opposite male out of their caste because they consider that they are rich and the other person is poor, so they should have to keep their female old. This is the thought of second female in existence. This is a scientific age, so I am going to address such questions. So such females get old with having the money. But when such females get old, such the human organs get very dangerous. And such females want to execute the sexual transmissions. This is scientific resolution, not mine. So such females want to execute thoughts, and such female wants to have the perpetual observations of the intellectual sexual relationships. Some females suffer from the intellectual sexual relationships. This is also offense. And some females suffer from the bodily sexual relationships. So these both groups have one similar issue in Pakistan, India, subcontinent divisions. Because of the religious thoughts, this is a trial of the females at large. You can see. So when the females, they become manipulated by those males who have religion, but it alls go out when they have to perform the sexual relationship, and they don't have to carry forward the religious transcriptions outside the territories of the areas of the working. Or so this is a thought where the females get manipulated in Pakistan, India, and the females don't have the observations of the intellectual thinking that the surrounding is observing their critical observations of executions of such ejaculations of the sexual transcriptions of the said females in questions of the public, because the public is not willing to forget the misdeeds of a female, whether she is poor or rich. So such female has to face the music in meanwhile in 5 years, 10 years, and thereafter, after losing the credible years of the reliable youth. When such females get old, a million of the cases are available in Pakistan, then such females want to have again the relationship because of the lust ingredient inherited by their parental neglected areas. So this is called an old custom in Pakistan and India, that in order to safeguard their property, they don't want to get their females married, and such females get multiple social relationships after getting old, because such females don't have any options to mobilize the sexual ejaculations to the other males. And hereafter a huge expansion of the challenges comes in the said life, because in the transcriptions of these such eventualities, the said female in question will produce illegitimate children, and a series of the constructive production of the such children will be held in the public sector. And such children, when hear the arguments, the cross arguments of those individuals who had observed the behavior, discriminatory, sexual, negated or inclined transcriptions of the post-traumatic disorders of the said females in such areas, thereafter they will comment that their females were had a bad reputation in the said society, and the whole of the family circle will have to face the music of an cross argument at the pointations of the said female in question. So if there is another constructive critical examinations of the trials of the said females in questions, the said females in questions always target to the rich elites of the said society. They don't fell in love with the poor persons. Yes, the habitual offender of the offenses of the prostitution offenses in the Pakistan always target to the rich individuals. They don't target to the poor individuals, because they consider that to remain rich is their ingredient. The lust, they are already consuming the lust by the third class individual or the second class individuals of the said society. And in meanwhile, the said females in questions always critically observe that all human beings are considerable to eliminate the exhausting behavior of the sexual transcription. This thought is very dangerous and criminal, misappropriated in the area of the Pakistan, India, and the other countries. The other countries don't have the lust ingredient because they are fully secular. So they always release their lust ingredient, and thereafter they don't have to incriminate the sexual relationship during the working hours, and that is the reason they are raising their capital revenue in the said countries. And in Pakistan and India, now I am observing they work when they have to perform the sexual incriminating areas. They don't work for having the savings, they don't work for having the capital amounts for themselves, and they don't consider the spur of the moment. They don't consider the rights of the surrounding. They just consider their lust to be accomplished. This is a thought. And if a person, this is a Shariat question, because I had read the Shari'i Masail, the Shariat Masla, federal Shariat courts problems here, or judgments issues are also being considered by me. That when I observed that in Pakistan, after exhausting the lust ingredients, the females want to have the incomes, money, capital, and thereafter their males don't have the capital, and such females want to exploit the second person, third person as per their routine matters. This is a minor issue for the said females in question in Pakistan, and such females always want to have the money, and their parents always this is the brutal area of thinking, and totally negligent driven females in the Pakistan, India. The blood mixed marriage, non-blood mixed marriages are resultant into the multipolar disorder of the sexual relationships among the males, raising the pleas of the religion, which is denied in every court of justice, because we are not willing to observe those males or females pleas that they were poor, and that's why they just mobilize their females in return to have the cash and the output of the such charge amounts. They were poor and their children don't have the eatables, and that's the way they are suffering from the ultimate challenges. These are some affirmative neglected thoughts. They speak on the face of negligence, not on the record. In order to hide beside their failure, they always discriminate the second person, third person, and their females always learn this habit. So when they woke up after ejaculations of the sexual manipulated thoughts inside their houses or homes or offices, they considered how to earn or ascertain income. This is not the way of earning incomes or expanding the views of incomes. So after, and if they leave Pakistan and go outside the country, what is the immigrant issue in the Pakistan? That is another issue. They consider that by going to the immigrant area to the other country, they'll have the proper reconciled working through the currency imbalancement profit, and in Pakistan they'll enjoy. This is a futile thought. A human life should have been executed in a proper length of wisdom according to the worth of its living, its thinking, its critical observations regarding the society, and thereafter as a whole they're producing illegitimate children or insolvent children, 90%, and 90% of the children are discriminating the organizations in the Pakistan because they don't want to work, they just want to entertain. So they basically 90% of the groups of the Middle East individuals are charged with the offense of the multi-social neglection, transportations, and as well as the genetical disorders, and as well as the females negligent produced or reproduced groups into the reproductive growth rate of the said upcoming females out of the females, and the blame appeals to the said female in question who is carrying forward the female children in their bellies. So there is no point of considering the public. Stay blessed.